CEO of SBS Bank with Mr. Mark McLean.
Yeah.
Mr. Mark McLean, thank you for taking the time off to talk to us today.
No problems at all. Just one thing, you don't have to call me Mr. Just call me Mark, okay?
Okay. How did SBS start off?
That's a great question. So SBS is over 150 years old. So it's quite old, isn't it? So SBS started back in 1869 when there was this gentleman by the name of James Walker Bain walked all the way from Dunedin to Invercargill. So there was no cars or trains at that stage. So he walked all the way down and he had a thought that there must be a better way of actually supporting communities financially. So that's when the Building Society, or Southland Building Society, which SBS stands for, was started. And the way it initially started was he got wealthy people to say, okay, if you put the money with SBS, you'll get a good return, but we'll also be able to draw someone's name out of a hat and help them into their first home. So that was the origination of SBS Bank.
How many customers does SBS Bank have? Around what number?
Yeah, so SBS is, from an entity perspective, is actually 4 different businesses. So we have the bank itself, which has 85,000 customers. So, and that's throughout New Zealand. And we've got a subsidiary business called SBS Wealth that has about 20,000 customers. And then we actually have our insurance business, which your grandmother works. That has about 8 or 9,000 customers there as well. And then finally, we've got a Finance Now company, which is consumer finance, so when people want to have a credit card or a personal loan, and that has about 200,000 customers. So across the group, we have a lot of customers throughout New Zealand.
What does your job involve at SBS Bank?
Very, very good question. Yeah, so it changes every day. So I come in the morning, and depending on what we've got on, some days I'm going visiting our branches, so go and see our team members out there. Some days I'm talking to customers, or what we call our members. Some other days I'm having to deal with regulators. So these are the people that keep an eye that make sure that banks in New Zealand are doing the right thing and providing great outcomes for their customers. So do that. Sometimes talking to some of our sponsors, and then on a day like this, I'm very lucky. I'm talking to 2 young ladies like yourself from school.
Why do you have 2 SBS Bank branches here in Invercargill?
Yeah, so it probably goes back to that original question. This is where our roots are. This is where we started, and we've got quite a lot of members based down in Southland. So we have a branch here in Invercargill in this building, and we also have a branch in Windsor. So that's the reason to support those members. Yep.
How many SBS banks are there nationwide?
Yeah, so as you said, we've got the 2 down here, one in Windsor and one in the Invercargill branch, and then we've got another 12 branches throughout New Zealand. So the furthest north we have a branch is in Tauranga and Hamilton, and then we've got one in Hawke's Bay, we've got Nelson, Blenheim, 2 in Christchurch as well, Timaru, Dunedin, Gore, Queenstown, Cromwell. So yeah, so we've got branches throughout New Zealand. Yeah.
So at SBS Bank, how many hours do you usually work for?
Oh, that's another good question as well. So is that me personally, or just the hours the branch is open?
Like hours you work?
So once again, it does vary. So the normal day is from an 8 to 5:30 for staff and myself. But sometimes if we've got a lot on, we might have to stay here and work till 6:30 at night, and sometimes get up a bit early in the morning and start. So, but normally it's 8 o'clock to 5:30.
We know the name SBS means like the Building Society. What does exactly what is a building society, and what does it what makes it different from other banks?
Great question. So Building Society means that it's actually owned by its members. So if you take out a bank account with SBS or have a home loan with SBS, then you actually own us. So, which is quite different from a number of other corporates. So if you look about some of our competitors, such as ASB or ANZ, they're actually not owned by their customers, they're owned by shareholders. And the majority of those shareholders are actually sitting over in Australia. So all the profits that are earned by that business get paid back out to their main shareholder in Australia or their other investors in Australia. So for SBS, We're not looking to make profits for a shareholder. We're looking to make profits so we can continue to invest back into the business, continue to grow, create great innovations and products and technology and so forth. So very different model. So yeah, SBS is different from its owned by its customers, or it's what we call members, is the key difference.
How has SBS grown over the decades?
Decades.
Yeah. So if you look back when we were originally formed back in 1869, so we had one member. So we just started with one member. Now we've got up to 80,000 odd members, so it's grown quite significantly. And we're about $6.5 billion in assets. So that's a lot of money. So we've grown not just from having a branch here in Invercargill. We've obviously moved up to Tauranga and Hamilton, like we discussed before. So a lot of growth, and then we've created those other 3 businesses: our insurance business, our wealth management business, and also our consumer finance business. So a lot of changes have happened over that time.
Since SBS has been around for a very long time, what kind of challenges has it faced?
Yeah, so it's gone through, if you look back in history, there's been challenges of world wars that some of our members actually went away to fight overseas. We've had challenges with, I don't know if you're aware, there was something called the Great Depression and then the global financial crisis. So there's been a lot of challenges that have hit the New Zealand economy and so forth. So we've been able to weather those storms and navigate and still be really, really successful and grow. And stuff that's happening today is the way that people want to get their banking services and products. So we talk about branches, but a lot of our people, our members, are actually engaging through us through digital, through the phone, their mobile phone, and looking on the mobile app and so forth. So we have to continue to invest and innovate in that space. Yeah.
Okay. Where would you like to see SBS in 50 years or more?
Yeah, so it's still on that really strong growth trajectory. So as we talked about, we've been around for 150 odd years. We want to be around for another 150 years. I'm not too sure I'll be here though.
Yeah.
So I think the key thing for us is we want to continue to grow, and we've got a great story. So our members who bank with us love us, and they really enjoy the products and services they get from us. What we need to do is actually tell that story more and get more New Zealanders to bank with us. So continue that growth. Continue to be able to provide products and services across all of New Zealand, so supporting all New Zealanders.
What are some of the things that SBS does to help the community?
Great question. So as we talked about, we're owned by our members, but our key focus is supporting the communities that our members belong in. So we get involved in supporting sports teams. So we're a sponsor for the Highlanders Rugby. Unfortunately, they're not going so good at the moment, but we're a sponsor for them. We sponsor the Southland Stags, and both the men's and the women's, the Hinds. So we're involved with golf, New Zealand Golf Open, support culture and art, so Invercargill Musical Theatre, and they've got a great show coming this season on Mamma Mia. So you girls like ABBA? Yeah. So things like that. We also get involved in clean up of the beaches, so the coastal line and things like that. So some of our staff put volunteer days out and help and do that. So a lot of things that we do in the community. Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time off again to help us learn more about SBS Bank.
No problems at all. It's great having you two ladies in the bank today, and so all the best for your project. So, and hopefully you win the award, eh?
Yeah.